I want to paint a picture for all of us, right? It's something that I know we're all living through right now. And that is we're living in the most connected time in history. Like we can reach someone on the other side of the world within seconds. Things that I know, like even subhanAllah, 15 years ago, we didn't think would be so easily so possible. And you can watch a lecture from any scholar anywhere, content while you're making dinner. Like we're just so hyper connected and you can text your friend on the other side of the world, subhanAllah. However, the paradox that exists that despite being so hyper connected, we know that there is an epidemic of loneliness, right? That by 2030, the World Health Organization has predicted the biggest mental health crisis will be loneliness. This isn't just like, a slogan that we're using, right? This is actually what's happening, that we are more connected in this world than ever before at this time in history, but also the loneliest that people have ever been, right? We don't know how to deal with the pressures that a society creates. We don't know how to sometimes answer those identity questions, those spiritual dry spells that we fall into where you're just, subhanAllah, don't know how to water your soul. And with that comes those layers of anxiety, the layer of burnout, the layer of parenting in the digital world, all those internal subhanAllah pressures that we're dealing with. And so these are not problems that AI or Google can solve. I think this is like something that we really have to accept and inshallah state for ourselves that, yeah, I can't be replaced by AI. And not just that, but AI can't be a tool that the ummah uses to actually help themselves. Like it's just not going to happen. It serves a purpose, but it's not that purpose. And these are problems that we bring to another human being and inshallah another believer who you can trust, who you're trusting with your soul, with your life in that moment, inshallah, and how they're holding it and interacting with it. Our model, what's really important here at Adlam, you are the first product. You are the product of your own coaching. When you go through this journey, mashallah, you're going to see the change in your own life. When you start using these tools on yourself, right? When you start, alhamdulillah, less judgment, you start to ask yourself better questions. When you, alhamdulillah, start to, I know where this is coming from. I know why I'm thinking like this. I know this is a pattern that came up. I know that that's a goal I have. And inshallah, like I'm seeing why I'm talking myself out of it. You're already going to see, mashallah, the upgrade in your life. You investing in yourself is an investment in the ummah. Because alhamdulillah, when you're investing in your growth, something that's actually going to uplift, this is true success. The Prophet ﷺ in a hadith said, if success is nothing unless it benefits the ummah. We should all be investing in ourselves and our growth, not just because it benefits me, because alhamdulillah, I know my household's better when I invest in myself. I know my community is going to be stronger when I invest in myself. And if I continue to sit in insecurity, sit in anxiety, sit in wallow in blocks that I know I've been carrying for so long and do not help me come closer to Allah, that I fail myself and I fail the ummah when I don't address those. And so, yes, you will be the first recipient of the fruits of doing this work, inshallah. And that should make you so happy. Alhamdulillah, that should really make you so happy that you're pushing past already those blocks, alhamdulillah. Someone said, I'm interested in coaching, but I keep doubting myself. And I know that's the biggest one for people. So if you're doubting yourself at this point, do I have what it takes? I can tell you confidently, there's not one student who joins certification and thinks, oh my God, I know I have what it takes to be a coach and I should be ready. That's not the dialogue anyone has. The dialogue people have is, I'm not sure, but I know I love the idea of being able to serve the ummah. I know that there is something inside of me that I know I have strengths and I don't know how to use them effectively. That's the conversations people have. And then they join and they feel, alhamdulillah, empowered with the tools they learn. They feel empowered, the community they're part of. And then the confidence starts to grow. So I think if there's like anything that you're struggling with, it's this big one. Please know that there's not one student that joins and says, oh, yes, I am definitely, have what it takes to be a coach and I should totally be one and I have it figured out and now I'm going to join the certification. No, it's like I said, the dialogue is, I know I have some strengths. I don't know how to use them effectively. I know I want to serve. I don't know how. I know that has interested me and I want to take that step so I can actually build the confidence and learn the tools so I can be effective. That's the conversation. And inshallah, that's what I hope you'll come into it with. If that speaks to you, I want to share my screen inshallah, and just give you like an overview of what is Adwam. So becoming a certified Muslim life coach. And so this cohort, by the way, when you register right now, so this cohort is for May 1st. And then inshallah, we're gonna start together. So anyone who joins or wants to join after, like that window is gonna not be there, and maybe in September we'll open the next batch. So this is right now when you join, inshallah, the cohort starts May 1st. I'd really encourage you to think about that because if that window passes, again, it's just months and years which may already have passed. And like, how much more? Like, how much time more do I want to lose and wait? So who is this training for? It's for anyone who wants to be a supporter and helper of other believers when it comes to doubts in their life, the professional game of just constantly wanting more, and you actually want to support people for more spiritually grounded work. So, like I said, you do have therapists, teachers, alhamdulillah, community leaders, aspiring practitioners. So, people who want to create their own coaching practice, people who are, like I said, organizational and community volunteers. We do have a lot of organizations, mashallah, that send their community leaders, invest in them to come through our training as well, alhamdulillah. It's not a quick certification in terms of like just, come here and you consume it and you're done. Like if anyone here is looking for like a quick fix, like this is not what Adwam is for. It's for people who really want, alhamdulillah, depth, want to, mashallah, have the framework. That doesn't mean it takes years. Mashallah, we, on average, our students complete that Adwam certification in about 8 months. And then they start the requirements for graduating is that you complete it, you do some of the quizzes at the end of the modules, and then you do 10 hours of coaching, be it with people in your network, family, friends, people that you know in your community. And then when you complete that, we verify those coaching hours, then you get your certification, inshallah. And alhamdulillah, I'm just going to go through. So format, it's online, it's go at your own pace. So alhamdulillah, you get lifetime access to the recordings. You get 1 year access to the live group coaching that's happening every week. That alone, by the way, is worth like 10K. Just live coaching happening for a year is alone worth, mashallah. Like we've looked at it, we see the prices. We've done our best to make this mashallah affordable. It's so affordable and accessible compared to the non-Muslim certifications you see out there. So format, it's online, go at your pace, live 12 months of group coaching every week. Mashallah, you get peer-to-peer coaching, accountability calls that you show up to. Peer-to-peer coaching is 3 times a month. You get to, mashallah, to show up, and we facilitate where you'll get 30-minute sessions coaching each other. So you're coaching someone, another peer, and then they give you feedback. So like so much hands-on opportunities through it. The cohort, this one starts inshallah May 1st. So you'll have a year from then to complete it, to go through that, and then you get your certifications. So like I said, it can be 20 clients where it's 30-minute sessions or 10 clients where you do 1 hour sessions. So you can pick which one, you want to do there. And then, alhamdulillah, global networking. We have students all over the world. So, beautiful pool of resources and sharing. So the curriculum that we have is number one, the first module is like being an agent of change, how to create secure commitment, right? We know so many people fall off because they just don't know how to commit to change, right? They fall off, they talk themselves out of it. The mind your client brings into the room. So really understanding that, how to coach with confidence. So again, the biggest block coaches have is in getting in their own way, letting their own security show up. So how do you coach with confidence? Not being arrogant, but alhamdulillah, having confidence, inshallah, and being sincere in that approach. That's one of the pillars. Mastering breakthrough conversations is another module. This is such an effective and important one because again, you need to know how to, alhamdulillah, facilitate those beautiful breakthrough conversations that bring about change. And this is really the prophetic modeling that I've highlighted throughout. Coaching the high achiever without burning yourself out or them. So again, not taking on people's pain, right? But alhamdulillah, coaching people on that path of growth so that it's not just secular language and regurgitating frameworks that don't serve us. And then how to grow your coaching business. We have a whole business module. A lot of, I think, obstacles I see is people coming to coaching, they're excited about coaching, but they don't know how to actually start a business. So we have the A to Z of like how to grow your coaching business, what you need to set up, what kind of, be it the websites, like all the little micro things that you need to set up a proper coaching practice and walking through it because I see it all the time. People think, okay, I become a coach and I open an Instagram page and that's it. And a client should come flooding in. That's not how it works. It does take time. Alhamdulillah, there is an approach that's effective. Inshallah, when it's optimized, this is kind of the way that you go. So the trainers that we have in the coaching, obviously myself right there, inshallah, I think you've been introduced to me. Our newest addition, which I'm so excited about, is Sister Nabila Al Sayed. Mashallah, she's a C-suite executive leadership coach. She was the COO of Walmart Canada and the CHRO of IKEA US and International. Mashallah, she has her upcoming book, Burnout, and so she's going to be doing a whole module on breaking burnout, which is going to be so fantastic and such an incredible contribution. So we're excited to, mashallah, have her join. And, just like when I say holistic, you guys, there's no other coaching certification out there, mashallah, that has this kind of teams. We have this late Sheikh Hamd Rashid Rahmatullah, who, like I said, was a pioneer in this. So he brings in like Islamic knowledge, but also mashallah couples that with NLP frameworks, really alhamdulillah lifting Muslims to understand holistically when it comes to deen and dunya and dawah. Sister Manaho Begwala, who is a licensed therapist and mental health counselor in the States. So she brings in, mashallah, the coupling of psychological dimensions of coaching from that therapeutic framework. And again, this is not therapy, right? And we're not training people to be therapists. Adwam is life coaching, but alhamdulillah, modern day coaching, there's a lot of therapeutic elements that you can bring in. We have Sheikh Mikael Ahmed Smith, who is the Structure with Qalam Institute and author. And so he brings in emotional intelligence modules into and obviously spiritually rooted into the course. And then Brother Muhammad Sheikh, who is a pioneer in NLP practitioner. And so he brings in the neuroscience modules and really approaching the NLP framework. These are amazing testimonials from students who can go through and read, inshallah, and see what their experiences have been. Alhamdulillah. So this is the life coaching, Adam certification.